So, King Charles literally pulled an emergency kill switch on the palace network from inside his dressing room, and the entire institution went dark for hours while he rewrote his will in secret. That's not a metaphor. That's not tabloid exaggeration. The King of England used the Cold War-era hardware override to cut his own staff off from the central servers because he didn't want anyone monitoring what he was about to sign. And the thing he signed fundamentally alters who gets what in the House of Windsor, potentially forever. Before we get into the absolute madness of how this all went down, real quick, if you enjoy deep dives into royal drama that actually explain what's happening behind the palace walls, hit subscribe. It helps us keep making these videos. And honestly, you're going to want to be here when the next chapter of this story breaks. So, let's start with the image that's been stuck in my head since I first heard about this. It's a freezing Tuesday morning in late 2025 at Sandringham House. The King's private secretary, Sir Clive Alderton, opens this heavy leather dispatch box under a desk lamp in the library. Inside, resting on top of the usual daily state papers, is a single sheet of heavy vellum with the sovereign's private cipher watermark. 5 lines of text written in an archaic Victorian code that the royal family's estate lawyers have been using for over a century. To anyone else reading it, it looks like a routine property description for some cottage in Aberdeenshire, but it's not. It's a prearranged legal trigger directing the keeper of the privy purse to immediately freeze the distribution logs of the sovereign's personal investment portfolio. That's where this starts, with 5 lines of coded text on a freezing Tuesday morning. Now, some context that matters here. Under an agreement dating back to 1993, the private wills of deceased British monarchs are automatically sealed from public view for a minimum of 90 years. 90 years. That legal firewall exists specifically to keep the true extent of the Crown's personal wealth completely hidden from Parliament and from tax authorities. But the document Charles was working with on that Tuesday morning wasn't a standard will waiting to be opened after his death. It was an active cotil designed to alter the distribution of non-Crown assets before his death while he's still alive. While he's still reigning, that distinction is everything. Here's where it gets genuinely strange. Within minutes of the King reviewing this document, the automated security systems in the communications room at Sandringham suddenly shut down. Every terminal screen on the ground floor went blank except for a flashing red status icon. The IT technicians on duty tried to reboot the local server, but the system refused to accept their administrator codes. The entire estate was under a unilateral digital lockout, and nobody could figure out why. The private secretary demanded an explanation from the security chief because this had bypassed all the standard palace rotation protocols. The staff at Sandringham were completely cut off from the main administrative hub at Buckingham Palace in London.